Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, Simone here. So today I'm going to be doing my top 5 female psychological thrillers, and actually I've worked out that in these top 5 both the author and the main characters are female. I thought it was interesting. It was a different topic that I haven't seen many people talk about too much, and so I wanted to talk about it because I do love a thriller. The first one I have chosen, which is in number 5, is Elizabeth is Missing by Emma Healy, and I read this earlier this year and I really loved this book. This basically follows a 90-year-old lady who basically she's very forgetful. She might possibly have some form of memory problem, but basically she thinks her best friend is missing. She can't find her. She has these notes that she leaves herself in her pocket, and it keeps saying that Elizabeth is missing. And basically her family don't believe her, the police station don't believe her, and so she takes it upon herself to try and find out what is going on and where her friend is. Alongside that, there is another crime that happened 70 years before when she was a child that is also caught up in this somewhere. And it's a brilliant book. It's really well written. It's lovingly written, and I loved it. Some of the characters are really awful and some of them are wonderful, and reading it was really interesting because it actually made me realise quite how people that have to care for dementia patients, for example, how frustrated they must be, and then how guilty they must be for feeling frustrated. The main character Maud, her daughter Helen in this, is really frustrated with her mother because she does things like every day she goes to buy the same groceries, not realising that she already bought them yesterday, and so she's got cupboards and cupboards of tinned peaches and things that she just doesn't use. So she's really frustrated with her mother, but she's really guilty for feeling that and for not being quite so sympathetic as perhaps she would have once been. And I thought this was really well written, like I said, and it's really thrilling, and I didn't see it coming because this book is so because it is all over the place, the Maud's mind is. It's really difficult to follow at times, but actually reading it is kind of really realistic and authentic, and so I really did like this, and I think you should pick it up if you haven't read it already. In 4th place is one that you've probably heard of. If you haven't, I'm slightly concerned, and that is Gone Girl by Gillian Flynn. I'm actually listening to the audiobook of this at the moment, hence why there is a bookmark in there. But basically, if you don't know what this follows Nick and Amy Dunn, who are both married. They've been married for 5 years, and on their 5th wedding anniversary, Amy goes missing and Nick is the prime suspect in her disappearance. And it follows 2 perspectives, and it talks about the main characters in this. And it talks about what happened to them and what actually has happened to Amy. And again, this is a book I didn't see the twist coming. I've seen the film and I don't like the film. I really don't like the adaptation of it. I really liked the book, but I'm not a fan of the film. So I think if you've watched the film and you didn't like it, I would still pick the book up because I think that the book is really well written and it's so much better. This just shows you that you don't know anybody and that nobody is who they say they are, or they're not just who they say they are. There's a lot more to people than meets the eye, and yeah, this is really good, and as it says on the front, it is very addictive, and I think I read this in one sitting the first time. Maybe not one, maybe 2. It's quite a big book, but I read this pretty quick. Up next I have another popular one, and that is Just to add some authenticity to this video, I've just had 3 police cars, one after the other, just go down the road. That is a bit scary, and yeah, I hope everyone's okay. Anyway, the 3rd one is another very popular book, and that is The Girl on the Train by Paula Hawkins. This is the one where I actually really did like the movie adaptation of it. Not as much as I like the book, but I think the film and the book go together really well. For me, Girl on the Train, I did get the twist, but only in the book. Although I read the book first, so I obviously knew what was going to happen in the film, I think if I'd have watched the film I would not have known who did it. Obviously I can't say that because I did know, but I'm thinking the way that it was done I don't think I would have known. Anyway, The Girl on the Train follows a woman who basically goes to work every day on the train, and she sees this couple on a balcony near the train while she's on the train, and she kind of imagines them to have the perfect life, and so she gives them names in her head and kind of scenarios and thinks of their life, how she thinks it would be. Anyway, one day she sees something really shocking while she's on the train, and then she gets sucked into this like disappearance and all this, and it's really, really good. Again, it's not some, like, all the little twists and turns, I didn't see any of them coming, didn't know who did it at the end, got it, like, and as I said, I did get it in the book, but only really close to the end. Like, it was very, very touch and go whether I'd have got who it was. Yeah, and I really liked this. I think it's really, really well written, and I really want to read the Paula Hawkins next book, Into the Water, I think it's called. I'm really wanting to read it. I'm quite excited about that, so hopefully that'll be hopefully I'll get to that pretty soon. The fourth book I have to talk about is Sharon Bolton's Little Black Lies, which I read a few weeks ago now, and this was a really good one. Again, this is split into 3 perspectives. It follows Katrin, who's the main character, who 3 years ago, her 2 young boys basically were in a car that basically went off the edge of a cliff and they died. The car belonged to Rachel, who is another one of the main characters, and she and Katrin have not spoken since. Katrin still blames her and is planning to kill her. Anyway, then boys are disappearing on the island, and then Rachel's son goes missing, and it's all about who did it. And also entwined in this somewhere is Katrin's on-off boyfriend Callum, who is a war veteran, an Irish war veteran from on the Falklands where this is set, and he is having like PTSD moments, I guess. He kind of has fits and blackouts, and so he doesn't know if he's doing something, and it's all very dramatic, but it's really, really good. I really like this, and I think I will definitely be reading more of Sharon Bolton's books in the future because I really, really liked this one. I will just say I listened to the audiobook of that one actually, and the only thing I didn't like was that Rachel, the woman that played, like, who did her voice, was really, really slow speaking, and it really started to grind on me towards the end, but other than that I really liked it. And then my favourite female psychological thriller is actually a book I don't own anymore because I borrowed it from the library and I really want to get my own copy, but it is Just What Kind of Mother Are You by Paula Daly, and this is a book about any woman, any mother's worst nightmare. And basically this woman, her daughter's friend is supposed to be coming over to sleep over. Anyway, the daughter's not, she's not very well, the daughter, and so the mum forgets that she's meant to be coming over, this girl. Anyway, the girl's mother thinks that the girl has gone to this lady's house. The lady thinks that has forgotten that the girl's even coming over, so there's an entire night where the girl was missing and nobody knows where she is. Anyway, obviously in the morning they find out that she's missing, and then it's a story of that and how the woman whose daughter is missing is blaming the other one, and it's written from the perspective of the woman who's being blamed. And so it's a really difficult read. It's really, really well written. The ending made me want to like throw the book across the room. I didn't see it coming, and I was very, very shocked, annoyed, wanted to punch something, not myself or anyone else, but you know, you get the point. Either way, it was fantastic, and I would definitely recommend. So that is my top 5 female psychological thrillers. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Let me know in the comments below what your favourite female psychological thriller is, because I always want recommendations. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys.